Haunted Roadways of America, Part 1. Resurrection Cemetery, Chicago, Illinois. Resurrection Cemetery in Chicago, Illinois is famously associated with the eerie legend of Resurrection Mary, one of the most well-known and enduring ghost stories in the city. While the cemetery itself is a peaceful and respected burial ground, its connection to paranormal activity, particularly this ghostly tale, has made it a hot spot for those interested in the supernatural. Resurrection Mary legend. The most famous haunting tied to Resurrection Cemetery involves a ghostly figure known as Resurrection Mary, a young woman who is said to appear near the cemetery in the form of a hitchhiker. The story dates back to the 1930s and centers on a tragic event in which a young woman, often described as a dancer, was killed in a car accident. She is believed to have been on her way home from a dance at the O. Henry Ballroom, located near the cemetery, when she was struck by a vehicle. Legend has it that her spirit never left the area. Witnesses who have driven along Archer Avenue near the cemetery report seeing a woman in a white dress or gown standing by the side of the road, often looking for a ride. Drivers who have stopped to help claim that she gets into the car, but before long, she suddenly vanishes, sometimes before even reaching her destination or disappearing into thin air. Other accounts describe the apparition disappearing when the car passes by the cemetery gates, leading many to believe she is trying to return to her grave. Paranormal activity. In addition to the hitchhiking ghost, Resurrection Cemetery is said to be haunted by other spirits. Some visitors report hearing strange noises, such as footsteps or whispers, even when no one is around. Cold spots and unexplained sensations of being watched are also commonly reported by those who have ventured into the cemetery after dark. Many paranormal investigators and enthusiasts have explored the cemetery, seeking to capture evidence of the restless spirits said to haunt the area. The cemetery's history. The cemetery itself, which dates back to 1900, has over a century of history. It is the final resting place of numerous local residents, including prominent figures and members of the community. Some speculate that the cemetery's long history may contribute to its paranormal activity, with the spirits of those buried there potentially lingering in the afterlife. While the most famous ghost is Resurrection Mary, there are many other tales of supernatural occurrences within the cemetery's grounds. Today, Resurrection Cemetery continues to be a site of interest for both the curious and the paranormal community. The legend of Resurrection Mary has become so well known that it's often included in ghost tours of Chicago, and the area remains a subject of fascination for those drawn to the story of the mysterious hitchhiking woman. Despite the spooky tales, the cemetery is also a peaceful and respected resting place, with many visitors paying their respects to those laid to rest while also acknowledging the ghostly lore tied to the location. The haunting of Resurrection Cemetery has become an integral part of Chicago's ghost story legacy, blending tragedy, mystery, and the supernatural into one of the city's most enduring urban legends. 2. New Orleans City Park, New Orleans, Louisiana. New Orleans City Park is one of the most picturesque and historic parks in the country, but it's also famous for its eerie reputation and ghostly legends. The park's vast expanse, old oak trees, and historic structures provide the perfect backdrop for tales of the supernatural, and it's considered one of the most haunted locations in New Orleans, a city already known for its rich and often spooky history. Hauntings in the park. The park itself, with its centuries-old live oaks, has long been associated with strange phenomena. Visitors and locals alike have reported seeing shadowy figures, hearing unexplained footsteps, and feeling a chilling sense of being watched, especially in the more remote areas of the park. One common story is about a ghostly figure of a woman who wanders the park at night, often near the old stone bridges or by the large oaks. She is said to be the spirit of a woman who died tragically many years ago, possibly during childbirth or from a violent encounter. Her presence is often felt as people report hearing her soft crying or catching a glimpse of her figure disappearing into the trees. St. Louis Cemetery No. 3. Nestled within the park is St. Louis Cemetery No. 3, one of the oldest cemeteries in New Orleans. This cemetery is known for its above-ground tombs and its connection to voodoo culture, and it's said to be haunted by restless spirits. Visitors claim to hear ghostly whispers and feel cold spots near the graves, especially around the tombs of important figures in the voodoo community. Some believe the restless spirits here are still connected to their voodoo rituals, with practitioners and those who practiced voodoo in the past potentially lingering in the afterlife. The Haunted Pavilion. Another location within City Park that adds to the spooky legend is the Old Pavilion, where many visitors have reported paranormal experiences. People claim to hear music playing from an invisible source, see objects move on their own, or even experience sudden temperature drops. There are also accounts of mysterious figures seen standing near the pavilion, only to vanish when approached. Some believe this could be the spirit of someone who once frequented the pavilion, or perhaps a lost soul drawn to the haunting beauty of the park. The history of New Orleans, with its rich blend of French, Spanish, and African influences, including the strong presence of voodoo and spiritualism, adds to the park's eerie atmosphere. The legends of hauntings in City Park have persisted for generations, and the area continues to attract both paranormal enthusiasts and those simply interested in the stories tied to one of the most historic and haunted cities in America. Today, City Park remains a peaceful and scenic location, but its ghostly lore is an integral part of its charm for those intrigued by the paranormal. The combination of its spooky legends, historical significance, and connection to New Orleans' supernatural history makes it a fascinating destination for anyone interested in the supernatural. Number 3. Haynesville Woods, Haynesville, Maine. Haynesville Woods, located in Haynesville, Maine, is a remote and eerie forest that has earned a reputation for paranormal activity and ghostly legends. While the woods themselves are quiet and beautiful during the day, they take on a much darker atmosphere after dark, attracting those intrigued by the supernatural and the unknown. The woods are associated with several chilling stories and hauntings, most notably the legend of the Gray Lady, or Lady in Gray. According to local folklore, this apparition is the spirit of a woman who tragically lost her life in the woods, possibly due to an accident or a violent event. Her ghost is said to roam the area, often appearing as a shadowy figure dressed in gray or white. Witnesses have reported seeing her standing in the distance, vanishing as they approach, or hearing her footsteps crunching through the underbrush, only to find nothing when they turn around. Other reports from visitors to Haynesville Woods speak of strange noises, such as whispers, disembodied voices, and eerie sounds of footsteps that seem to follow them. Some claim to feel an overwhelming sense of unease, or even be physically touched by unseen forces while walking through the woods. The feeling of being watched is a common experience, with many people reporting an unsettling sensation that something or someone is following them. Though nothing can be seen, the area's dark history also contributes to its haunting reputation. Some suggest that the woods may have been the site of Native American rituals or early settlers' conflicts, leaving behind restless spirits. Others believe that the tragic deaths of several people in the area, whether from accidents, illness, or other misfortunes, have contributed to the ghostly activity. Today, Haynesville Woods is a popular spot for thrill seekers and paranormal investigators, drawn by its reputation as one of Maine's most haunted locations. The dense, quiet nature of the forest, combined with its ghostly legends, make it an ideal setting for those curious about the supernatural or looking for a spine-tingling adventure. However, the woods are also seen as a place to be cautious, as many who venture there at night report unsettling experiences that leave them questioning the stories surrounding the place. 4. Boy Scout Lane and Bloody Bride Bridge, Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Boy Scout Lane and Bloody Bride Bridge in Stevens Point, Wisconsin, are both steeped in local ghost stories and urban legends, creating a chilling atmosphere that draws curiosity seekers and paranormal enthusiasts. Boy Scout Lane. The legend surrounding Boy Scout Lane involves the tragic death of a young Boy Scout. According to local lore, the boy was killed while out on a camping trip or on a scout-related outing many years ago. His spirit is said to haunt the lane, with reports of eerie sounds, unexplained lights, and ghostly apparitions. People claim to hear whispers or footsteps in the area, as well as strange feelings of being watched. Some even suggest that the ghost of the Boy Scout appears to those who venture too close, though the exact details of the boy's death remain unclear, adding to the mystery. Bloody Bride Bridge nearby. Bloody Bride Bridge has a darker and more dramatic legend. The story goes that a young bride, dressed in her wedding gown, was brutally murdered at the bridge by her groom or by an unknown assailant on her wedding night. In the aftermath of her death, her ghost is said to haunt the bridge, still dressed in her blood-stained wedding gown. Visitors to the bridge claim to see a figure of a woman in white, sometimes seen wandering near the bridge or appearing suddenly before vanishing. Some also report hearing a woman's screams, as though she's reliving the moment of her tragic death. Over time, Bloody Bride Bridge has become a well-known site for paranormal investigations, with many travelers hoping to witness something supernatural. Both Boy Scout Lane and Bloody Bride Bridge are notorious among locals and visitors alike for their haunted reputations. These locations have earned a place in Stevens Point's darker history, and they continue to be destinations for those drawn to the paranormal, each place adding a layer of mystery and intrigue to the surrounding area. Nov 5. Annie's Road, Totowa, New Jersey. Annie's Road in Totowa, New Jersey, has become a well-known spot in local folklore due to its eerie ghost story. The legend is centered around a woman named Annie who is said to have died in a car accident on the road many years ago. While the details of the incident vary depending on who tells the story, the most common version suggests that Annie was a young woman who tragically lost her life in a crash, and now her spirit haunts the area. The ghost of Annie is often described as a spectral figure who appears on the road, typically at night, where she's seen either walking or hitchhiking. Those who claim to have encountered her describe a feeling of unease, with some stating that she vanishes when approached or when drivers stop to help. Others report hearing her crying or experiencing sudden, unexplained chills while driving down the road. Some versions of the tale also suggest that her apparition is sometimes accompanied by a mysterious light or an eerie mist. Over the years, Annie's Road has drawn visitors, especially paranormal enthusiasts and thrill seekers, hoping to catch a glimpse of the ghostly figure or experience the strange occurrences for themselves. The road's reputation for supernatural activity continues to add to its mystique, making it a notable location in New Jersey's collection of haunted sites. If you liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe. It will encourage us to work more harder and bring you more true chilling stories and facts from across the world. Thank you.